this new experience.
Really quick, going around the table, your thoughts on age gap relationships, for, against, neutral. What's the oldest guy you date, I guess?
It's going to be the ick.
I'm going to say against.
Yeah.
You're against?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't date like
I just...
a 39-year-old like far-right extremist Christian nationalist?
No.
Sorry, 40? Is it 40?
40.
40, my bad. You wouldn't date... Okay, just... Sorry, Andrew.
In my experience, though, like with dating, or not dating, but like talking to younger guys, it's like they were only after one thing. And so obviously he was too, but I mean,
Yeah.
they never even like mentioned like wanting a relationship or anything like that.
Sure.
So I, didn't know any better.
I've never experienced it myself, but I don't think that I'm for it. Sorry.
What's the oldest guy you date for you two? I don't know if you answered, but...
At 19.
Into the mic, please, quick.
Probably 28. I'd say no more than 10 years.
Okay. That's pretty decent.
I'm 20, and honestly, I probably wouldn't go older than my brother, and he's 23. So I know that's like not a very...
Okay.
My parents are 5 years apart, and I know a lot of other people, but...
I'd probably say like maybe like 10 or so years, so probably like 38 or something.
Yeah, I kind of have this theory, and maybe it's just like, I don't know. But basically I have this theory that if I'm always like younger than the guy I'm with, then I'll always be young and beautiful to him.
I'm for it. I would say 10 years, but also as you get older, then you can have a larger and larger age gap possibly.
Right.
I'm for it as long as the man going into it has honorable intentions.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not against age gap relationships.
Well, you're not against it. Andrew?
Or the woman. I mean, we could
Yeah,
have a situation where there's a woman with...
There's nothing...
but whoever's the older party
I still
should
have not
honorable
heard a good
intentions.
argument yet
I mean, it's not like
for
I'm...
the age gap relationship being problematic. If you consider women at 18, 19 to be adults, what could your argument possibly be from this adult dating another adult? I would love to know. Other than, it gives me the ick.
First of all, I never said that. Don't put
I
words in
didn't say
my
you
mouth.
did. I said other than that, because that's where it's going to go, I promise.
That's not what I was going to say. I haven't
Okay,
really
go
said
ahead.
anything in that nature
Because
yet.
I can take advantage of her. Go ahead.
Well, no, I just think you've experienced so much less of life. Like, isn't it pretty obvious that you wouldn't know as many things?
Yeah,
you
but so
haven't
what?
been with
Do you
as many
think-
partners. You
but
have
do you
that
think-
time to learn.
Why?
Do you think
how
men want
in the
that?
world could you tie that into it being bad?
Because you're just not at the same place in life.
And is bad, do you mean immoral?
No, I wasn't saying it was
So
immoral.
it's not immoral.
I never said it was, but I think it
So it
can
just
be.
gives you the ick.
No, I was
fair
I was
point.
saying you're at different places in
sorry.
your life, so you're going to be fundamentally incompatible.
If a person takes advantage of another person, is it immoral?
Yes.
Okay, so then if your argument is there's a potential here for a person to take advantage of you, but they may not, and you have no moral argument for it, then what could your objection possibly be other than yuck?
I just told you, because you're at different stages of your life and one
Yes.
person has learned less, they're more likely to be able to take advantage of you.
Right, that's what I literally just said you would argue. So I literally just said the only argument that you could possibly have is that there's a potential. However, there's a potential for somebody your same age to take advantage of you
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
So what?
I never said I was
what
against age gap relation. I
You
literally
did.
said
You
they were
said
chill.
only 10 years. Why not 12? Why not 13?
I think we all said like 10 years.
The ick. Go on, just
Well,
say the
didn't
ick.
you say yourself that it's unattractive for
And
men
I'm
to be
not- why
with
are you asking me?
infertile-looking
I'm asking
women?
you. What, is it
I'm
just
sure
because
that
the
men's
ick?
seed is getting worse as they're getting older,
Wait,
unfortunately.
Andrew, can I ask you a question?
Is it just the ick?
No, it's because I have biological receptors in my brain that can sense a man's fertility, and it's going down.
Would that still be the ick? So that would still be the ick if you're not making a moral
The
argument.
ick is whatever you define it as. This could be the ick if you want it to be the ick. You see this cup?
Yeah,
Could
what
be the ick.
It could be the ick, and inside that cup would be your logical arguments. Can you want to take a drink? Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God.
Now get up and bow to the camera.
Chug.
Anyway, what
Andrew was
the
the one
question?
with the beer. My question is, but like, and maybe I'm just misunderstanding a little bit. I don't think you object to her having a preference to date someone younger, right? That's just
I just want to know if
point of
there's an actual
clarification.
argument that you can come up with which is moral
Wait,
for
she's
why
not
you think
Maybe
it's
it's a moral
immoral.
argument. One person has more life experience.
You just said it wasn't immoral 5 seconds ago.
I feel like
Do you want to
I'm
reconcile
saying-
this
I'm
at some
saying
point?
it's not immoral
Take another drink of
unless-
your logical cup there. Go ahead.
Who said it's a cup? It's actually an ick.
Well, then take a drink of your ick.
What I was saying is that it's immoral if they do it, but you were preventing me from saying that like it's immoral altogether because it's only a possibility. It's not guaranteed.
So then it's not immoral.
It's possibly immoral. There
Everything
you go. We
is-
just found it out.
So everything is possibly immoral from your standard.
Yeah, so is premarital sex possibly immoral.
Possibly
to your
immoral.
standard, it's
Yeah, I
fully
didn't
immoral,
ask you
but
about
it depends
the
on the person.
possibility of it being immoral. Rather, I asked you if it is immoral.
For shizzle.
It's
Go ahead,
not.
just
It's
say
not
no.
fundamentally immoral
Right.
to date someone a different age than you.
Right. That's my whole point. The only objection you would have to it then would be that you have a preference against it.
No, I would say that
Assuming they're
you're
at
at
the
different
legal
stages
age
of
of
life
adulthood,
life
obviously.
development. Your
Mm-hmm.
brain is less developed before you're 25, scientifically.
First of all, that's not true. But second of all, yes, it's not true.
It is true. Your brain fully
You're
develops
taking
at
two
25.
studies, which are taken out of context. But here's the counter argument to that as well. Past 25, it begins to degrade. Yeah, that's right. That prefrontal cortex begins to degrade after 25. So if you were 40, wouldn't you have a more degraded prefrontal cortex? And so by this logic, wouldn't a man then at 40 also be right around the same maturity as a 20, 25-year-old
Your
girl?
argument's wrong because we haven't calculated the rate of degradation as compared to
Actually,
the rate
we
before the full
have
development.
calculated
You don't
the
have
rate
the
of
stats for me
degradation.
right in front of us.
So, okay, wait a
Tell me
second.
the number,
Do you
tell me
have
the
a
number,
study?
tell me the number, tell
Give
me the
me a
number, tell me
study
the number.
showing me that it's 25 at all. What's it called? By who? Since you want to be hyper specific,
Okay,
what's
I
it
don't,
called?
but I'm
You
just
don't.
using, I'm using
You don't
the
know
same
shit.
argument that
You're
you've used
just-
on me over and over
you're
again.
just
I don't know shit
talking.
because I'm 19 and
I
you're
know
like
you
40.
don't. Yes,
oh,
I do.
wonder.
So it's my fault that you're stupid because you're 19?
It's not your fault.
No,
I'm just
I know
stupid.
it's not.
I'm just
Thank
19.
you. It's not my fault.
Yeah, but theoretically, if there was a 40-year-old
I'm only
out
19.
there,
Schrodinger's feminist. I'm a badass, empowered woman, but at the same time, I'm a victim of the evil patriarchy.
Is there any limit though to the age gap? Like, would you say that like
I mean,
a
I would get
60-year-old
pretty
woman should date a
grossed out.
20-year-old man?
I would get pretty
I
grossed
want to make
out.
it clear though that I don't have a preference.
We're talking about adult
older
relationships
men.
here. We're talking about.
Well,
Yeah,
we are talking
adults
about. I'm
can-
talking
No,
about like a
no. I don't even want to entertain. I don't
She
even
said
want to.
60 and 20.
60
Wait,
And
a
20.
60-year-old
excuse me.
lady
I
and
thought
a
you
20.
said 16.
No, I'm saying a 60-year-old lady
Yeah,
trying to date a 20-something-year-old guy.
that's fine.
Wait, what's
if
the
he's
age?
with
Yeah, I can't think of
That's
a
fine.
moral argument against it.
Right, but it's ick, right? Like you would
Yeah,
find
I
it
would
kind
be
of
grossed
ick.
out by it. Sure.
Right, but it's not like
I
it's
don't-
not immoral as in no.
Yeah, I
there's
would
no,
never
like,
say that there's a
minor
problem
anything,
with it.
you know.
The shizzle. Okay, wait. Couple more, last few things on your thing, and then we're gonna wrap up the show. You said some red flags. You mentioned there was the book, right?
Right.
You had the scrapbook with all the other girls he had carnal knowledge of. Did you get the impression that he like dated those women long term, or like was there any inkling as to this guy was just like running through chicks, or
Well,
what?
I thought that at the time I thought that they were like girlfriends that he had had for like a long time, and so that's why he was kind of like holding on to memories. Maybe that's what I told
Did
myself.
he show you photos of these girls?
Yeah.
Were there photos in the scrapbook? Were they mostly younger women?
No,
That's
there was
crazy.
like there were
There's
older women.
Older
yeah.
women, some grandmas in there. Okay.
I mean, like
Now you and Faith over here are friends.
Right.
Apparently, Faith, you actually met this man, correct?
Yeah, I did.
You went to a concert. You met him one time?
Yes. Right? Yeah, just
You guys
once.
went
Yeah,
to a
just
concert
once.
together, and the whole time he was being really nice. But then once the concert was over, he got super quiet on the drive home, and he flipped out on you about he didn't want to drive home and how we had been terrible to put up with the whole night. So he was just being weirdo in the car?
Yeah.
yeah, but he was like very, very angry, like yelling, screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know, were you guys being
Tell-
obnoxious?
No,
No, not
like
at all.
I was like so like shy. Like I was just
But I
excited to
think-
like see
They don't seem that
So-
obnoxious.
Yeah, I don't get that impression.
So he brought a friend.
Were you guys liquored up or no?
No.
Okay. He brought a male friend.
Yeah, and he had kind of
Foot
been
doctor.
Huh?
Was it the foot doctor too?
I don't know.
No? Gynecologist.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. But he was kind of like, I interpreted it as he was like hitting on you the entire night, and so I think that maybe he might have been upset that.
Yeah.
That what?
Because I had a boyfriend at the time too.
Yeah.
Oh.
So obviously, like.
So, yeah. I mean, his friend was
Oh.
actually very, very polite, very shy. So I didn't really like say anything because I was like, okay, you know, I have a boyfriend, and this guy isn't like addressing me or anything, so I'm not like deliberately ignoring him or giving him the cold shoulder or trying to
I
be
think
rude.
that was his intention with it, though. Like.
Yeah.
You said this guy was creepy? He was like creepy or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
His friend was
As
like,
most
all right.
And he
40-year-old men
freaked
are.
out.
Yeah.
Well, so like your impression though after having met him, was that the third date, second date? What date was that?
Probably like third.
Third. I
Yeah.
mean, did you get any bad vibes from
Yes.
the guy?
Yeah, he
Not
was
not the friend, the
No, the guy, the guy that she was
Guy in question.
seeing. Yes, awful. Just so rude, so snappy. Like his mood would change in a second. Like total emotional like whirlwind. He didn't want to have to, even though he said that he would drive me home, and he offered. I was like, oh no, I can have my boyfriend come pick me up or whatever. He was like, no, I want to drive you home. Then afterward, all of a sudden, when he was all wigging out, he was like, why don't I just like leave you right here on like the San Francisco State Bridge, and then your
Yeah.
boyfriend
Damn.
can come get you. And I was like, and it was like 1 a.m. or something, or 12 at night, and I was just like, I have barely said anything. I've been like so nice and like polite. Like I don't know what your deal is, but when I saw that mood switch and how like obnoxious and snappy he was getting with me, I was like, oh, he obviously doesn't have respect for her, because if he had respect for her, and I'm very self-aware, I genuinely like was not being obnoxious or anything, and he can just flip on her like closest friend like that and doesn't care about her friend's
Sure.
opinion at all, that gives me a really, really bad
Yeah.
read.
So after
I mean-
after this experience, did you advise your friend,
Yeah, of course.
hey, this guy's bad
Of
news?
course.
Or
But at the end of the day, like I can
Yeah.
advise, but at the end of the
Sure.
day, it's her business, her life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said, lastly, he took advantage of you because you're young, inexperienced, and in your words, not mine, pretty stupid. I don't think you're stupid.
No.
This is a pretty crazy scenario, Pierre. I don't know if there's any other details you want to share about this.
No, I just want to make it clear that like even though my age gapped relationship has worked out, I don't.
Nick, we can't see her.
That's
No, it's not your fault.
That's not like typically like what I go for or anything like that. It's just the younger men I have like talked to throughout my life, all that they were after was sex, and so I feel like older men have been the only people that have like taken me seriously in that regard.